Hey guys, not so long ago, we've nailed the trade on O'Reilly and AZO. Right here, as you can see in this part of the chart, this is when O'Reilly announced earnings. This was a correlation type trade on AZO when AZO dropped. Since then, the market's been very cautious. There's only one bullish signal here, and that is this potential MACD cross to the upside. But in this video, we're going to discuss the ultimate entry on AZO, which is going to be tomorrow when the stock shoots up right here to about 28 and a quarter, 28.50. This is your entry, okay? This is when you buy puts, okay? Because there's one component of the earnings that I think the market is going to digest briefly, and it's going to sell the fuck out of AZO shares. So now clearly we're looking at a possibility of a move to formation here, but the catalyst will be the reason why AZO has been moving higher consistently every quarter is because of the buyback strategy of its management. So every time the company reports on any kind of dip that is the size of anything from like 40 to 100 points, they're buying. So beware of the magnitude of the drops on this one, because the management of this company, they target the drops to accumulate shares. Now, this is why this could be the end of this pattern. We're seeing a lot of companies that recently reporting earnings. We're seeing a new trend. It's actually quite interesting because a lot of companies are preferring, instead of to increasing their buybacks, what they're doing is they're issuing a dividend. And this is pretty interesting because if AZO was to follow this trend, that means that there would be less money going into a buyback, more money going towards paying out a dividend. And that could be the very thing that could allow for the stock to drop by a lot more than it normally would. So if we're correct at this about this shift in the behavioral mechanism of the management around earnings and them buying the dip, we may see a two-sequence red day in AZO. And that is a humongous opportunity because instead of a 40 or 100 point drop, we could see a 300 point drop. And for those of you that are like, well, Leo, what are you talking? 300 points? What kind of stocks dropped by 300 points? Well, let me just give you a couple of stocks that recently dropped by 200-300 points. And so one of them is BKNG, which was our short, a very successful one. You know, we're experts on trading BKNG with options, guys. So we've nailed this move. Initial move after earnings to the downside was a 300-point move. We caught the bounce, and then within the same day, we've shorted it again and drove it all the way back to 3,500. So beautiful trades. Now, on some of these guys, yeah, they're $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 stocks. Their options are not going to be expensive. They're not going to be cheap, okay? They are going to be expensive. So if you're looking at the option chain in some of these stocks and you're like, well, but I can't afford to buy one because, well, shit. I mean, chances are you can afford to buy one, but you don't want to be buying just one. You'd rather go look at some cheaper stock like a $50, $60 stock on which you can buy 20 options instead. And I'm telling you, that is not the best decision, because some of these stocks like BKNG, on one contract, you can make $30,000, okay? If your entry is good, if everything is good, if you're on the right side of the equation, which you would have gotten on one contract, the $30,000 profit here. So another stock that nobody, I'm not sure why. I mean, this is a high flyer, right? I mean, it's been making huge moves. I mean, this is another stock that dropped by 280 points on Friday. Mercado Libre, ticker MELI. So, I mean, they're talking about the bull market. What kind of fucking bull market is this? Okay, this is an all-time favorite for last 5-10 years among institutions, and then it tops out at 1,800. It's a perfect tornado pattern, right? And then from 1,830 drops to 1,570. It's like 260 to 170 point drop. in one trading session, right? So BKNG, 400-point drop, MELI, 260 to 170-point drop. I mean, these trades are there, and they're happening during this bull market. I mean, you don't even have to go much further to like 7 trading sessions ago. SMCI drops 280 points in one trading session. So it's just like overall it drops like 400 points in 3 trading sessions, but the big move, the one day move, was right here, 280. So for us to say, look, AZO can drop by as much as 300 points, like that's nothing. I mean, we have one stock after another. They're actually doing this now while the rest of the world is thinking the market is moving higher. Like the greatest opportunities, guys, are on the short side right now. The market is at all-time highs. Okay, call options are way fucking overpriced. Like AZO could be on one contract, you could make 30 grand. Okay, but the way you do it is you got to get your entry right, you got to get your strike right, you got to get everything right. So I invite you to trade this with the 13 Market Moves coach by visiting 13mmtv.com. Click the big orange button, guys. This company is announcing earnings tomorrow morning, so give us a call today if you are interested in trying something new when you trade, and that is buying less contracts by focusing on more quality contract that could make you a lot more than 100 contracts and something else that you could be trading. So it's not about how many contracts you buy. Okay, it doesn't matter. I mean, let's say you want to put 5K in a trade. You can buy one contract in AZO or a couple of contracts in AZO, or you can buy 100 other contracts on some other stock. But the question is, what is a 10x trade? Well, a 10x trade on 5K is irrespective of how many contracts you hold. That's 50K. So 5K times 10x, 50K. You could do it on AZO. You could do it on some other stock. But I'm telling you that some of these higher price stocks, they will accumulate profits a lot faster on a lot fewer contracts. And if we do get a move expansion for the reasons I've specified and outlined in this video, then I mean, you could get a lot more than a 10xer here. I mean, you could potentially get a 20, 30 extra type opportunities in the contracts that in certain stocks. So if you're curious how to do that, contact 13 Market Moves Coach by going to 13mmtv.com. Click the big orange button. Don't miss this trade. This could be a colossal move. You're going to be watching this colossal move, and you're going to be like, wow, I wish I was in this trade. So don't miss it, guys. Give us a call. Let's roll. Big trades ahead.